What's up everyone? Welcome to another video on YouTube, and this video is very important because it has to do with my journey. And along this road I discovered that the organization from USA Fit Games that was supposed to occur in Dallas and many other events in this year were canceled since from February, right? How come I couldn't realize that? Anyway, my bad. But I was keep doing, getting ready. But I'm not getting, distracted or, deviated from this process. But I'm looking for a new competition. So, of course, it has to be natural bodybuilding competition. And I saw there's like a couple of them. And here I'm asking from your suggestion which organization should I apply, because you got to get a membership and apply for a certain category, which mainly I want to go for men's physique. That's where I would like to focus more on upper body, symmetry, lean, muscle, and I saw a couple of organizations, and the one is like has a weird abbreviation INPAB, something like that. And of course I got started as an amateur. I never participated in those kind of organization. The only organization I participated is this NPC, which was USA Fit Games. So in this organization they don't do drug tests, but I'm lifetime natty, never been on steroids. So anyway, it was such a thing like I want to participate against others that they're on steroids, right? But now this changed completely. I want to participate in a natural bodybuilding. I did see somebody that I watching for a while. His name is Jeff Said or Side, and he seemed like he been competing in bodybuilding, like internationally. So I need your help, guys, to guide me which organization so I can invest my money, and because it costs money. Membership is like $95. Participate that category $95, and other things that which I will invest anyway, like getting shorts, you get tans and stuff like that. My diet is on point. I made a meal prep, back to back, you name it. And I've been seeing like people that they support me, they encourage me, and I appreciate a lot. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for my own personal goal. Since I was a kid, I started 18 and a half and fitness journey to get in shape, fit. So yeah, man, I'm like not distressed. I would just say like a little bit confused. Like I'm trying to retract my purpose in which category, which competition, which organization to compete in bodybuilding for men's physique. You know what I'm saying? This is very important because I need to figure out. And I saw one in July 3rd, if I'm not wrong, which is going to occur in Arlington, which is still part of DFW, Dallas, Texas, which is convenient for me. I don't have to travel unless, I get track on competing, and if I get results, which I will, then eventually I will travel nationwide, like Las Vegas, New York, we'll see, because the schedule is already there, but, they have prizes. In majority, we know that we're not going to make a living out of this. It's just something, you might say like ego, but it's not ego. It's just something like self-fulfillment. It's my identity that I created. I broke the old identity and I become a new person, new version, the better version of myself day by day. Which I'm willing to inspire others and eventually to emulate my process of getting the best shape ever naturally. Okay. And once again, I'm asking for you all that are watching, and some of you with experience, to recommend me an organization to apply for that. So I'm working on it. I have to take a decision quick because I don't like to stay, confused or whatever I'm thinking. It's just because I need to figure out which competition. I'm going to this one in July in Arlington. Maybe I'm 90% sure before I put in my credit card, And if it's gonna be in July 3rd, that means it's gonna extend my preparation time, right? So what's like a month and a half, let's say, which gives me more time to get more lean. Let me show you the ball. And I'm saying like, Waldo, the dog is barking. But this is my body, I've been getting some nice progress, results, working more on the abs. These lower abs eventually gonna go away with diet and preparation. Consistency is the name of the game. I'm working at a car dealership as a salesman. It's gonna be like a month now. It's great. It's going great. I get in results. I get in sales. I build rapport, relationships with people. It's something that I like. I enjoy. But eventually, I want to work for myself. I was thinking I'll have my own dealership. But in car dealership, there's a lot of challenges. But more mainly is to learn the skill set to sell. But once again, a lot of people think this stereotype, oh, salesmen people are worse than lawyers or wherever other people. Because it's this stereotype people being disappointed, or conceived. And that's why they put this stereotype. But if you study enough and research about selling, it's not just sell a product or service, just build a relationship and solve other people's problems, So you see, I had a huge problem part of my youth that was very skinny and no self-confidence. And of course, when you're young, you're looking for girls to impress, you're checking your attractiveness, right? And along the road in time in life, you get to realize like, hey, how much I'm worth it, Beside the monetary wealth, you want to see like appearance currency, like, hey, how. But once again, it's all mental, because you can be less jacked or more jacked. It's all about in your mind, Somebody with like more jacked than me might have less self-esteem or self-confidence, because they have to fix themselves internally, including me. So once you fix yourself internally and you create the best version of yourself and you feel good in the mirror and say, hey, this is who I am from now on, and I'm working on it to stay the same or getting better 1% at least every day than the day before. So once again, I'm kind of bloated because I just ate. This is the current physique. This is the back. Still haven't started learning posing, but I definitely gotta learn. And I'm just like trying to find the right time, but there's no the right time. There's always has to execute the action. But yeah, man, and that was my story for today. And I'll appreciate for your feedback, for recommendations, suggestions. For those that have experience, which competition for natural bodybuilding should I compete, enjoy, enroll, because I like to do this, I will do this for the rest of my life no matter what, if I participate or not. I always like to be in shape, this new identity that I created myself with nobody's help. Of course, you get support, I have a tremendous wife that supports me in everything, but she knows that this is what I am, this is what I stay alive, and she had to respect it, from the beginning. You gotta disclose that in any marriage, any relationship. You gotta have your own boundaries, your own rules, let's say, right? Because a lot of people in relationships, they get to forget about themselves and they just want to please the other person, and eventually you forget about who you are, and eventually it's not gonna go good. Based on my experience in previous relationships, I've been trying to always please the other person. In the end, when things went south, I was like, man, what about me? And I was like, I didn't take care of myself. I didn't go to the gym as often I used to. I didn't eat properly. I didn't respect my word, myself anymore, So once you have a non-negotiable rules, boundaries with yourself, with your identity, keeping that identity, your sanity, mentally, physically, and spiritually, then you're unstoppable, no matter what. If your spouse doesn't respect that, maybe she's not the right one. Sooner or later you're gonna realize that. But in my case, I'm grateful for my wife. She supports me. She knows that this is who I am, and that's where I need to be and where I want to be. It's very important to find your purpose. Purpose over pleasure. You gotta sacrifice. You know, it's a lot of work to do. You know, you gotta be consistent. You gotta work harder. Progressive overload. Rest is very important. Um, Stay away from temptation. Stay away from alcohol, bad habits, drugs. And guess what? As a result, as a consequence, you get to feel much better, more self-esteem. You look more jacked. You get more respect. You know what I'm saying? And you get to live longer. Because you might think, hey, people in bodybuilding die earlier, but you gotta see deeper that people that on substances that give them long-term side effects, you know, that's a different story. Okay, this is seeing like bodybuilders not even reaching my age and they passed away because they not abused, but those substances, they don't do nothing good. They give you the looks, but they don't give you the health. You know, you gotta comprehend that. Very, very important, especially at a younger age, when your natural levels of testosterone, for example, they have to be protected. And then sooner with age, it decreases. It's normal, part of the life. But you can boost it up with the right nutrition, right proper structure of the day. I tested out my blood work like a month and a half ago, and I had my testosterone level at 800 naturally. And she's like, wow, you're more than average. You must be doing something. I was like, well, I gotta eat proper. I gotta, stay away from bad habits. You gotta preserve yourself as well. And in the gym, of course, it's kill time. You gotta eat those weights, quote unquote. But it's also connection muscle with mind, because it's very important not to work out like a horse. You have to know the right time, the intensity. Eventually you figure out, your body, and it's very important to have somebody stronger than you and you keep it up with that person. It's very important. But I do train with other people that they're not that strong as me, but it's my way to give it away for other people that want to join and pursue this path in fitness. It gives me it's like a self-transcending to help others. But I'm not the teacher yet. I still have a lot of things to learn. But I appreciate you for all that stayed to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, like. Your feedback is very important for me. I'm a small channel, I know, but consistently, I'll get there where I want. It's gonna be by consequence. It depends on the value I offer, of course. Value over views. I watch other people and I get inspired as well, and I admire other people. They went through the same process I went, and they had to face challenges, sacrifice. Not only because the gym is all you do. You have job, you have family, you have things, responsibilities to take care. You gotta structure your 24 days. 24 hours. 7-8 hours of sleep, 8-9 hours of work. Depends what you do at work, how you preserve yourself, how you eat, you get your nutrition balance. These are things, a lot of factors that you can balance, making sure that you have a quality life balance. Sometimes you don't have that balance, and I get it. Imagine when you don't have nothing, and all you think you're like, I gotta survive here, financially especially. So you're gonna sacrifice the bodybuilding passion. Of course you're gonna do, but you're gonna find ways, alternatives, like instead of going to the gym, you do the workout at home, 30-40 minutes, boom boom boom. Push-ups, squats, do some triceps on 2 chairs from the bed. There's ways, man. Where's the will, there's a way. And once again, guys, I appreciate, I don't want to sound like sad, there's always an alternative to participate in different competition. It was like this journey, like 100 days, 98 days, 58 days, 39 days, 35 days, and now boom, I'm like, what the heck? I still want to keep the fire, because I like to finish where I start. But now I have to figure out a different competition and readjust the numbers of left. The whatever's left on numbers. You get it. English is not my first language, but there's no excuse. I live in America. I gotta speak English fluently to communicate, and especially in the business where I am in car sales, I have to be product knowledge, process knowledge, and make sure be giving the best customer service, you know, be respectful, kind, genuinely authentic, you know. And a lot of people will give me like, "Hey, you must be working out." It's like, yeah, this is part of my identity, you know. It's not gonna be cocky or arrogant or like, why don't you work out? Or, you know, people have their own process, you know. Some people, they might not look healthy and they have something going on. It's easy to judge, I get it, you know. And it's very important to not to judge. We're all gonna judge mentally, but verbally it's very important not throw out, you know, that harsh words towards people that they might be, they seem might be lost. But once they wake up and when they need help, you know, I'm one of those thousands of coaches, you know, they're willing to help, to assist them, to hold them accountable. That's very important because now in this era of internet, you find all the information you need on the internet. You know, it's accessible everywhere. It's also, what's the thing is to implement. Hold yourself accountable. It's not easy, bro. I get it. It's not easy. You might want to take the easy way, take the steroids. Even if you want to take steroids, you still got to work hard. You know, it's not like overnight. And the surgeries on this, the BS, man, it's not gonna be satisfying. You're always gonna find something, you know, that you don't feel fulfilled. You see, the way I am, I gotta work every day hard to have this physique. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose it. This is the sad part of natural bodybuilding. Because in 1 week, if I don't do nothing, I lose it. You know. But if you keep containing, consistent, you maintain the body, you grow it. Proper food, proper nutrition, sleep, you know, take care of yourself. Alright guys, it's time to get to the bed. Tomorrow's another day, another sale, another workout, another video. Appreciate you. Stay natural, have faith, subscribe.